Just like, oh, I get to dress up my baby in nice doll clothes. You know, this is a serious responsibility, and so.
Only teenagers think having kids is not a serious business because they themselves are also kids. Well, this lady in college seems to have also gotten the memo late, seeing how she's in paternity court to find out who her baby's biological father is.
Mr. Salinas, you claim your doubts surrounding the paternity of 2-month-old Lily are warranted.
Yes, Your Honor.
While you admit to a drunken night with the defendant, you don't believe her child was conceived.
Mr. Salinas agrees to having a drunken night with Ms. Cantu, and it led to a one-night intimate session, but he doesn't believe that must have resulted in the child. But Ms. Cantu cancels his belief of assuming one night is enough. Ms. Cantu says it's time Mr. Salinas puts the bottles down and slows down on his partying to take responsibility for the child they have made.
Mr. Salinas, why do you doubt Lily's your child?
Because we only had sex one time.
Without
It takes one
protection?
time.
Without protection.
Well, you know that's all it takes.
Mr. Salinas' first reason for doubt stems from him and Ms. Cantu having been intimate just one time, but that's all it takes if both parties involved are fertile. While that reason does not stand, Mr. Salinas provided the court with another reason for his doubt, which is Ms. Cantu telling him there was another guy she was messing around with. Jumping out of bed really early to leave for class isn't a problem, but another guy definitely is.
Cantu.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you had a boyfriend, but you slept with Mr. Salinas.
Well, what happened was Mr. Salinas had messaged me asking to want to hang out and whatnot, and I hadn't seen him in over a year.
Yeah, sure. Ms. Cantu, as a college student, wanted to be experimental, but not in her studies, but in aggressively partying. Ms. Cantu did agree to having a relationship that was on and off at that time, but she claims she didn't cheat on anybody. Maybe Ms. Cantu and the other guy was in the off phase at the time Mr. Salinas sexually entered the picture.
You maintain that she said she was dating somebody.
I understood that she was off and on through her Facebook and everything like that, so I just didn't take anything, too serious.
Did a responsible thing by taking the morning after pill after how many hours? Aside from Ms. Cantu not considering she could have STDs without protection, it seems like she also forgot a little human can be made with the delay of her morning after pill usage. Ms. Cantu may have made mistakes like any other person with her type of mentality, but here we are in paternity court trying to fix what the mistake led to.
I got on Facebook one day and I saw her comment saying that she was pregnant and
On Facebook?
Stay there.
This is your evidence?
Yes.
Jerome, will you hand that to me, please? So wait, after this day, this night you had together,
Ms. Cantu didn't bother to inform the possible father of her baby, but went on Facebook to announce it? While that's weird, Ms. Cantu seemed to have preferred the internet validation than finding the father of her child. Well, Ms. Cantu did mention her tracing her baby's daddy to Mr. Salinas because the conception date tallied with the date she and Mr. Salinas had their one-night stand.
the date of conception were you with your ex?
It was still in that same time period. I'm not sure if it's within those 3 days. So
during the window of conception,
Yes, ma'am.
have you had a DNA test?
Ms. Cantu's baby's other potential father says he doesn't want to have anything to do with the child and she should find her way out of it, which leaves Ms. Cantu with Mr. Salinas as her only option. Ms. Cantu also thinks about $100 isn't too much for Mr. Salinas to commute to come see his alleged child. This may be true, but Ms. Cantu didn't even get the chance to show her annoyance like this with the other guy.
$100. You couldn't pull that together to go up and see this child?
At the time, I really couldn't afford it. I had a minimum wage paying job and I was out doing my music and I still really didn't.
Mr. Salinas claims his job's minimum wage didn't even allow him to have that in his pocket as a whole to use for transportation. That's sad, but this may be your child, Mr. Salinas. And as the judge mentioned, there were other ways to create communication with the baby. But Mr. Salinas still had doubts, and he wasn't about to get attached to a child that may not be his.
Beautiful.
She's beautiful, but I don't know if it's too early, but I still don't think that my features have come out in her. She looks a lot like her so bad. And I never even seen what the other guy looks like.
When you look at her, you see no resemblance.
Mr. Salinas says he doesn't even see any features of him in the child, and she looks so much like Ms. Cantu. Mr. Salinas also claimed Ms. Cantu came out of nowhere after months ordering him to change his lifestyle. And that's not the way it works, especially when he's not sure if he's the child's father. Mr. Salinas may have a point, but he's still a possible father. Let's see if his point stands.
Versus Cantu, as it pertains to whether 2-month-old Lily Cantu is the biological daughter of Mr. Salinas. Mr. Salinas, you...
About to leave the teenager life or entering your 20s and preparing for college mostly comes with a lot more responsibilities than the mid-teenage years. While some of these responsibilities are writing essays for college and having a job to get by, some of them also include having to care for an unwanted pregnancy and the baby that comes with it in Ms. Nicholson's case.
Fields, you state you are here for the sake of your 1-year-old son.
Yes, Your Honor.
You claim the defendant has lied to you, cheated on you, and even told you herself.
Mr. Fields claims he knows he's not the father of Ms. Nicholson's child, as she's been unfaithful, lied to him, and she has even mentioned that he's not the father. Ms. Nicholson claims that's false, as Mr. Fields is the one that has cheated on her, and being in court to even prove paternity of her child makes her more furious.
Exactly has Ms. Nicholson done to make you doubt paternity?
Well, Your Honor, Sharice is a liar. The reason why I'm saying this is because Sharice gets off of work at 5 o'clock in the morning, and she doesn't come home until 9 o'clock.
Oh yeah, this relationship sure looks like it has already hit rock bottom indeed. Mr. Fields says Ms. Nicholson comes back hours after her shift at work has ended, and she has an overnight bag with panties. That's not enough proof to claim she's cheating anyway. Ms. Nicholson says Mr. Fields is the one who's been cheating like it's no man's business, and she has evidence across most social platforms to prove it. But Mr. Fields tries to play it off saying he's being honest about it from the beginning.
There's a video showing that he's having sexual conduct with
Your
this
Honor,
lady.
Your Honor,
May I show you?
You submitted this video to the court.
Yes.
Wait, what? Mr. Fields is in court accusing someone of cheating after doing this and even sending it to Ms. Nicholson's phone? That's disturbing. Mr. Fields tried to defend himself, claiming he did it out of anger, and he cheated because Ms. Nicholson said she was going to cheat on him. Okay, but Mr. Fields could have just left the relationship instead of putting up this type of disturbing behavior.
Mr. Fields, why are you doubting?
the reason why I'm saying this is because I have a calendar to show the conception of his time and I caught her cheating.
You believe the conception dates are off?
Yes.
Now, to be clear, you all were in a committed relationship during this time?
Mr. Fields says even Ms. Nicholson's cousin attests to the fact that she was cheating with another dude, but Ms. Nicholson didn't allow that to fly as she claims he's just a co-worker and she doesn't have any intimate relationship with him. Mr. Fields follows up with a sexual gesture allegation from the said co-worker claiming Ms. Nicholson acted like she didn't see it. Maybe she didn't. Mr. Fields.
How am I supposed to see a gesture if it's behind me?
Your Honor.
He said he's seen it. Therefore, if my eyes are forward looking at you, how can I see what's going on behind my back?
Your Honor,
So you never saw this gesture?
I never saw.
What kind of gesture was it,
he did
Mr. Fields?
he did a thrusting sex gesture.
So
Clock it, Judge Lauren. Mr. Fields won't stop going on and on about Ms. Nicholson cheating, but he's the one that there's evidence as to the mess he's making. Mr. Fields' unreasonable evidence is about a coworker making a gesture Ms. Nicholson couldn't even see, and a phone call. Nothing tangible to hold on to.
Her mouth, along with her sister, saying that she's a cheater and that boy is not mine.
Your Honor.
So now her family member told you.
That's correct. 2 family members, her cousin and her sister, said that baby is not mine.
He believes that it's his son.
Hearing from Ms. Nicholson's family that the child isn't his will definitely make anyone have doubts, but as Ms. Nicholson mentioned, they weren't here when she was allegedly cheating. Ms. Nicholson is hurt because she's being with Mr. Fields her whole life, and she now has to deal with this.
Look at the forehead.
Her coworker
Same hairline.
One of her coworkers told me she was giving a man oral sex in the back hallway at her job.
Your Honor.
Oh, that's a lot of people talking about her.
Exactly. You're getting a lot of information that I haven't even heard of.
There are many people talking to Mr. Fields, and he seems to be believing all of them without any proof. That's interesting. Mr. Fields finally pulls out one piece of evidence, and that's about the conception date and how it doesn't match up with their intimate sessions.
First off, those dates are wrong. We went to school together out Job Corps in Pittsburgh. Okay, I found out that we arrived there the 22nd of October. I was told that I was pregnant like the 25th of October, okay?
Sexual relations every day without protection? It's bad enough that Mr. Fields got the conception dates wrong, and now he's omitting the part that they kept going at it without protection every day. It's hard to keep up with Mr. Fields and his claims. Maybe the DNA test result will push a reset button in this case. Woo.
Mrs. Nicholson, when it comes to 1-year-old Kazir Fields, Mr. Fields, you are his father. How do you feel now, Mr.
I
Fields?
feel awesome. I feel great. It's not going to change anything.
At the age of 18, when some kids are preparing for college and finding their way out into adulthood, some are already parents and are still adding to the growing family that they cannot even cater for. Sex education should be a real thing in schools at this point.
Ms. Rogers, you say after an encounter with your elementary school sweetheart, you ended up pregnant. You say the defendant has gone through great lengths to deny he is the
Ms. Rogers says her sweetheart from elementary school isn't ready to accept the child they have made together. But Mr. Stone says he knows he's not the biological father of Ms. Rogers' child because she's being passed around even within his circle of friends.
Rogers, you say there's no doubt Mr. Stone is Christian's father.
Yes, Your Honor. I met him in elementary school. We was friends. I kind of moved away after a while. We was close friends, but you know, we never kept in touch because we were so young.
That reunion really did lead to something, Ms. Rogers says the reunion led to them having sex multiple times, but their fast-paced intimate moments soon came to an halt after Ms. Rogers found out Mr. Stone had a girlfriend.
Talking to her.
When I walked into that house, she was at one of my friends' house. And when I walked in, she was already hugged up with one of my friends.
I was not hooked up with nobody. When he walked in the door, I was sitting at the table.
On his lap.
I was not on nobody's lap.
There's a lot going on here. Mr. Stone agrees to having sexual relations with Ms. Rogers, but he claims he always did that with protection. Mr. Stone also claims Mr. Stone had hooked up with some of his friends before he even got to the house.
Unprotected sex
One time,
with
Your
Ms.
Honor.
Stone?
It was not one time.
And that was in the threesome.
It was not one time. It was
In
not
the
one time.
where?
And the threesome between me and her.
We had a threesome. The night I found out that he had a girlfriend, we had a threesome.
Again, there's a whole lot of things to unpack here. A threesome, a girlfriend, Ms. Rogers claiming she has a personality of not sleeping with a guy with a girlfriend, Mr. Stone claiming that's a lie because she was hooking up with his friends. All these from teenagers that are supposed to be off to college or probably having a summer job? Okay.
The friend, I knew him about the same times I known him. He just don't know that. He does not know how I know these people, but he keeps trying to make assumptions. I knew him as a friend. I did not sleep with him, so after me and him had stopped talking.
Oh, so Ms. Rogers did have sex with Mr. Stone's friend, but she claimed it was after she had stopped talking to Mr. Stone when she found out he had a girlfriend. Mr. Stone says that's false because when he and his friends talked, the friend had told him it was a while back before their own sexual relations started.
No. There was no benefits with no other friends until after I stopped talking to him. He can hear whatever he wants to. All them boys is liars.
You told me yourself that you would have an encounter before we even had the first encounter.
First of all, when he walked in the door,
All them boys are liars, but Ms. Rogers was so comfortable hanging out and sleeping with them. Ms. Rogers maintains her stance of not sleeping with the other dude while she and Mr. Stone were having their situationship, but the judge says all of that doesn't matter because she still got involved with the boys.
I went to the doctor to get my birth control shot because I know I'm having sex, so I'm like, I need to go because I don't want to have no more kids.
Anymore?
I have twins.
18 years old with 3 children? Okay.
I didn't want no more kids.
3 kids at 18 years of age is really something Ms. Rogers, but okay. Ms. Rogers thought of taking birth control shots after her several sexual encounters because she didn't want her college plans to be ruined, but it seemed like that eventually happened because she found out she was already pregnant right then and there.
Mr. Stone?
I remember that day exactly.
He got amnesia system here. He don't remember none of this now.
Do you remember ever seeing ultrasound pictures of the
through
baby?
a text message that I got through a friend.
So at what point did you determine the baby was Mr. Stone?
Ms. Rogers says Mr. Stone has suddenly developed amnesia now that they are in paternity court. But Mr. Stone stands firm on his words that he only saw the ultrasound picture through a text from his phone. There's also the different memories of the timeline of their sexual relationship. Both Ms. Rogers and Mr. Stone won't stop having this back and forth until the DNA test result puts the matter to rest.
Mrs. Stone, when it comes to 7-month-old Christian Rogers, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Stone, you are not the father.
Maybe if babies could have a preview of the family they are going into when they are born, they would be able to pick the type of father and mother that wouldn't argue over their paternity. As that could never happen, paternity court will have to be the only option to get these arguments of paternity resolved.
Ms. Lee, you have come to court today with one goal in mind, to prove to Mr. Green that he fathered your 3-year-old son, Kingston. You say Mr. Green has denied your son from the moment you got pregnant.
Ms. Lee doesn't want much. She just wants to prove Mr. Green is the biological father of her child, but Mr. Green, on the other hand, claims he's not the father. Mr. Green believes Ms. Lee's supposed sugar daddy fathered her son, but she's trying to pin it on him.
Green is denying Kingston.
Yes, ma'am.
Explain.
Mr. Green has been denying my child since day one. He's been denying him for 3 years. He has never came around like he's supposed to. I have to call.
Ms. Lee says Mr. Green has been denying her child since pregnancy, till this moment they are in court, and the child is already 3 years old. Mr. Green says he's not sure about the child, and that's why he's been trying to meet her halfway about it, but according to him, Ms. Lee's attitude wouldn't give way for that. Ms. Lee says her attitude has nothing to do with the situation.
Her was talking, it was back and forth. We was never in no stable relationship. She knew I had a girlfriend already. She tried to break me up from that, and I told her—
He moved into my home, so if I try to break him up, why are you in my home?
Your Honor, she knew I had a girlfriend.
Mr. Green knew he had a girlfriend, but he moved in with another woman he was being intimate with. Well, Ms. Lee wasn't about to get played like a guitar, so she ratted Mr. Green out to his girlfriend. Mr. Green fires back with his claim of Ms. Lee being involved with another man. Both sides of the story seem like these two are missing something.
Another dude, yes I did. I slept with another dude one time with a condom, and only one time. His little 2 minutes wasn't doing nothing, so at the end of the day, yes, I did go out.
Your Honor, she's on Facebook making a crazy post talking about some who want who.
Ms. Lee did agree to sleeping with another man, but she claimed she used protection. Okay, Mr. Green goes ahead to tell the court how Ms. Lee won't stop posting weird stuff on Facebook, but Ms. Lee says she's single and she just wanted to know. Mr. Green then chips in the relationship they had was just a friends with benefits kind of thing.
Wrong. I can count on my hands how many times he has seen his child. How I made him come, we ended up sleeping in a hotel together. You know what I'm saying? So he can watch his child. I mean, I'm trying to make him be a father.
So you're at the point that you've even had to—
Ms. Lee said she had to sleep with Mr. Green in a hotel to get him to come see the child. While that is as weird as it sounds, Mr. Green says the only reason the child couldn't come to his house was because Ms. Lee and his girlfriend had issues. And Ms. Lee always has issues with any woman he's with because she wants him to herself. Ms. Lee says that's not true, and she only wants him to be a father to his potential child.
Right then and there.
She also had some old dude she was talking to paid for the baby shower.
In my home.
He buys her clothes and stuff. Like, who does that for nothing?
He knew.
Like, he
that was
does
my father.
it.
Now, when he's talking about
father.
an incident when I came out, I ain't gonna lie.
Ms. Lee says the first man Mr. Green was talking about is her father, but she also had a sugar daddy as well. Interestingly, Ms. Lee says she and her sugar daddy have never gone past her just sending him pictures. Ms. Lee also claims her sugar daddy takes care of her real good, unlike Mr. Green, who doesn't want to do anything.
That was your first response.
You didn't say it wasn't yours?
I said, I don't know, it ain't mine.
You don't know.
It's not
Okay.
mine.
So, okay, I don't know, it's not mine, but you admittedly were sleeping with her unprotected.
Yes, I was, Your Honor.
Mr. Green claims he cannot believe Ms. Lee's words because she's everywhere and open to sex with anyone. Mr. Green's doubt was raised higher as he requested for a DNA test, and Ms. Lee denied it, saying the baby was too young to be put through that type of test. Ms. Lee attests to that again in court.
You're so reluctant to believe her.
I mean, cause like I said, when he was first born, she was saying, she did admit that she slept with someone. Then on top of that, after he was born, she kept asking me, oh, let me see your baby pictures. Let me get your baby pictures, trying to compare them.
Mr. Green says his reluctance and doubt stems from Ms. Lee's other mystery man she slept with, aside from her refusal to get a DNA test. Ms. Lee maintains Mr. Green is the father of her baby, and to Ms. Lee, since the photos look like it's the same person in it, she's certain that's Mr. Green's baby. So, let's find out if that's true or otherwise.
Mrs. Green, when it comes to 3-year-old Kingston Lee, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Green, you...
Loyalty to one another in a marriage is paramount as it strengthens trust and gives the children produced an exemplary family to grow up in to avoid family traumas in their lives. However, most folks never think of this. Everybody just wants to have some fun or be spiteful over silly situations till they end up in the stand on paternity court.
When you have opened your case to prove to your husband that he is the father of your 1-year-old son, Kyrie. You say your marriage is on the verge of divorce because Mr. Cohen chooses to deny.
Ms. Cohen claims her marriage to Mr. Cohen is on the line as he doesn't believe he was the man that fathered their supposed son. Mr. Cohen says the marriage is on the line indeed, as Ms. Cohen cheated on him by bringing another man into their home, and that has broken the trust between them. Mr. Cohen says the result of the DNA test will determine whether they will remain married or otherwise.
What is the current status of your marriage?
Right now, I'm trying to save my marriage because we are on the verge of divorce. I want to prove to him that he is the father of our 1-year-old.
Ms. Cohen wants to save her marriage by proving to Mr. Cohen and his family members that he truly fathered their son. Ms. Cohen did agree to cheating, but she claims Mr. Cohen was also out there doing the same thing he's accusing her of. Ms. Cohen added that she even did what she did because Mr. Cohen made her feel less of a woman. The puppy love seems to have turned sour at this point.
Wife is saying you all have both pretty much destroyed the relationship together, but now this paternity question is taking it over the top. I see tears in your eyes.
Yeah, sure.
It matters to you.
Yes.
What are you feeling?
I'm just really...
Mr. Cohen's emotion is getting the best of him, and one can easily tell he genuinely loves his wife and the child in question, but he can't get past the doubts hanging around his head. Mr. Cohen even took the blame for starting the situation that is about to ruin their marriage. Not a lot of men can admit to that, but Mr. Cohen did.
Mr. Cohen, how did you find out your wife was cheating?
In April, me and Jasmine, we broke up. We said we was gonna be done with each other for good. We were still living under the same roof in the same house. Going into May.
That was some deep sleep Ms. Cohen had. The couple broke up, but eventually got back together, but something wasn't right, and Mr. Cohen was determined to find out by all means. Mr. Cohen proceeded to use Ms. Cohen's all 10 fingers to get access to her phone. More like he was trying to take up a role in the FBI.
I had to check messages, I was checking phone logs, photos, everything. So I was like, oh, my wife's not cheating no more, we're about to be happy. I was about to lock the phone. Right when I was about to lock the phone, I opened up the note.
Really busy. Mr. Cohen should sign up for a job in the FBI for real. That's a different level of snooping around. Anyway, back to the subject. Mr. Cohen found something and it didn't look good.
And his name popped up first. I clicked on that picture and it was the guy. I went in his DMs.
How do you know it was the guy?
I went into his DMs and I was like, you're having a baby, sir.
Mr. Cohen pulling all these smart moves like he's a detective. Mr. Cohen's research led him to find out his wife had indeed slept with another man he knew nothing of. The man claimed it was a one-time thing, and Ms. Cohen makes matters worse, claiming she was already pregnant when she slept with him. Wow.
Up cheating with him.
We were on a break. He went to go stay with one of his family members, and I had to do community service, and I met him at community service. And he was just telling me that I'm beautiful and all this other stuff. Too, so to be fair, I was getting him back.
Ms. Cohen claimed they were on a break and the other man made her feel good about herself. That was something Mr. Cohen was failing to do at that time. Mr. Cohen was also cheating on Ms. Cohen. All of these wrapped up in Ms. Cohen's head, and she headed straight for revenge.
Sex. I don't remember us having sex at all.
Boy, we was having sex every day.
I do not remember us having sex at all.
We was having sex every day, like literally like.
Type 2 diabetes, and I didn't have no insurance at.
With all of this bickering and promiscuity going on, it's hard to tell who's telling the truth about the exact time Mr. Cohen and Ms. Cohen had been intimate before the pregnancy. Mr. Cohen also talks about his medical condition and how that contributes to his doubt of not being the father of the child. Only the DNA test result can confirm whether he fathered the child or not. Let's get to the result.
Cohen versus Cohen. When it comes to 15-month-old Kyrie Cohen, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Cohen, you are the father.